All right, let's go over that round 3P assignment. So take a look at some of the answers there and how I arrived at those. Hopefully it will help you guys. Remember, I keep building on these, so hopefully this will help you as you go along. So first question was, I keep saying that there's far too much capacity, and there is. As an example, please calculate the total unit capacity, all teams, both shifts. Tried to give you lots of hints there for the size segment for next round. What was the total unit demand in the size segment for round 3? Oh, I didn't put my answer on there, but we'll go find it. Except I gotta go back because I'm on round 4. So let's go take a look at round 3 and see what we come up with there. Okay, while I'm doing that, I'll just come and we'll have a look, right? So what I did, and you could have done this a couple different ways, but I put down the first shift capacity for each team in the size segment, or at least those products identified as being in the size segment. So you had Andrews at 650, Baldwin at 600, Chester 1300, Digby, Erie, and it should be Ferris, but Fume was the name of their product. Okay, so Ferris was the name of the product with 600. So the total was 4,350. And let's go take a look and see now if I'm right about that. And where do I find that? Well, I find that down here in that production analysis, I believe it's called. Scroll down. There it is, right? So it's called the production analysis. And I come over and here my size segment is 650. My size segment's 600. My size segment's 1300, 600, 600, and 600. Okay, so my numbers look right. But that's just the first shift. I totaled that up, by the way, and I came up to 4,350. But again, that's just the first shift. That means that we could make a total of 8,700,000 units. Okay, 8,700,000 units. And what was the total demand? Yeah, let me see if I should have that in there. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Hang on here. Let's go take a look at the total demand for the size segment for this last year was. Ooh, did I do it? Did I say for last year? Sorry. What was the total unit demand in the size segment for round 3? Yeah. Okay, we got to scroll down to the size segment. That one's down here. Oops, it's below the performance, sorry. 3,284. That's going to go up 10% next year, so we're going to add another 300,000 or so, 320,000. So we're going to be about 3.6 million next year. Okay, so we have the capacity to make as an industry, with all of you guys combined, 8.7 million units, and the demand even going into next year is going to be about 3.6 million. For this year, it was only, what did I say, 3,264, was it? Take a look back at that, 3,284. Okay, so 3,284. Yeah, so boy, I mean, almost 3 times the capacity that we need. Okay, once again, I know I keep emphasizing this, but capacity is expensive. Okay, it's costing you in opportunity cost, money that you could be investing in other things like automation, money you could invest in TQM now that we're into the 4th round, money that you could invest in HR. Okay, so it's costing you opportunity cost. It's costing you interest probably because you all have debt. You have long-term debt, and if you've got a bunch of capacity sitting there unused, okay, it just simply costs you. There's administrative costs, ongoing maintenance costs, and those types of things that a little tougher to ferret out here. Okay, in this with financial statements and stuff that we have, but those costs are there and they are real. Okay, question 2. Ferris sold an additional $8.75 million in stock. What was the effect on ROE? Show the math. So its equity had been $77,564,000, or that's what it actually was. So let's go up to the balance sheet. Gosh, why do I always make these so I got to jump around? So the balance sheet, right, it's equity, $77,564,000. So, okay, but if we subtract, so of that $77,564,000, $8.75 million was in the stock that it sold. Okay, it sold that much stock, and so it added that much to its equity. So if you take that away, Ferris would have had an equity of $68,814,000. It's just $77,564,000 minus $8.75 million. Okay, I don't have my decimals and commas probably in the right places, but $68,814,000. So their ROE would be equal to net income divided by equity. So the net income was $7,991,000. I divide that by 68. So their ROE would have been, had they not sold stock, would have been 11.61%. Okay, and their ROE was 10.3%. So their ROE would have been about 1.31% higher. Okay, percentage points higher, actually, is how I should phrase that. Okay, had they not sold that stock, and then did they need the money? Let's see. Did they need the money? No. Okay. And they didn't borrow anything. So if they wanted that cushion, they could have easily borrowed on the short term rather than selling the stock. And debt is always cheaper than equity. I'll say that until I'm blue in the face, probably. Okay. What were the causes of Baldwin's massive emergency loan? I said, just look at the cash flow. Okay. And Baldwin's still having some problems with emergency loans. But if you look at the cash flow, right, Baldwin it's all these things that show up in negatives, right? So they had a loss, net loss. Okay. They had accounts payable, a little bit there, but that didn't amount to too much. Inventory, so it means that their inventory increased by that much, right, by nearly $30 million. And then, of course, the big one was paying off their emergency loan from the year before. Okay, so you just add 1, 2, 3, 4 things. This is just a total, and then you come up with that emergency loan of $145 million. That simple. What was the extraordinary cost of Erie's emergency loan? I'm looking for the cost over and above the normal interest cost. I said, read your guide. Okay, so this is Erie then, not Baldwin. But Uncle Al charges a fee. It says right in your guide of 7.5% of the loan amount, in addition to the regular interest charge. Okay. And the loan amount for them was $3,915,000. So just taking 7.5% of that, and you come up with $293,625. So that's it for the round 3P homework. Hope you all did well on that.